Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Buck Stops here. I am Catherine Murray. Well, if you've been looking at the markets, you've probably recognized that the energy sector in the United States and in Canada have been outperforming, really on fire. And I think that so many people are wondering, did I miss the trade? Did I miss the investment? So for more on that and really to delve into those details and answer that question, Rafi Tahmazian is joining us. He's Senior Portfolio Manager at Canoe Financial. Rafi, great to be with you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Pleasure. Good to see you, Catherine.
So, Rafi, look, I mean, for our viewers to know, we've known each other. I don't even know how long now, but probably maybe it's a decade. It might be.
Yeah,
But because of that, interviewing you for so many years, I had the benefit of hearing why I would want to invest in energy going back a solid 7, 8 years ago. And so, financially, I've benefited from that. So the question now is like, can you still make money in it? Thank you, first of all, but talk to us a little bit about that.
yeah. You and I have actually talked to each other about energy for almost 13 years now, actually,
Mm,
Catherine, and there's been incredible volatility in that market, and a lot of big changes and transitions that have occurred. The most important one in that period of time that occurred was probably a change in what our basin did. Our basin went from an exploration and exploitation basin. Really, it's transforming into a mature manufacturing industry. And the US basins are doing the same. And so really that is um, the where you start, I think, to understand energy and go backwards into the specifics of what's going on. And I think you'll find, as you'll see in the show here later on, that there's lots of
mhm.
opportunities in the sector still.
So, but let me just ask, when you say mature manufacturing industry, is that because we haven't been exploring, we haven't done exploration and production for a number of years because of policies, or is it just the maturing of our basins?
No, it's a combination of things um, that really um, you could argue that it's a combination of both the basin being mature and running out of opportunities, bigger plays, um, uh, you know, more oil to find and explore that is cost effective. There's that side of it, and then
Hmm.
there's also the argument in a smaller way about the energy transition, and that narrative has really caused the producers to look at a more short cycle opportunity as opposed to the long cycle. And so it means that there aren't these long lead time, expensive projects being built to create long production out windows in the basins anymore. And so uh, we are doing everything in our capacity, and Mother Nature has done her part to limit the extent of the basin such that supply is really growth is something that's just not in the cards going forward. However, um, our demand globally for oil, especially when you are, and I think intellectuals will break it into developed and undeveloped world. If you do it that way, you'll
Hmm.
realize that we've got a big problem here. Yeah, energy crisis, really.
Right. So, and you've used that word with us in the past, and I think a lot of people don't even really recognize it still because a lot of people believe that we will be transitioning sooner than later, even though you've had a lot of CEOs and individuals, I suppose, come out and say, oh, right, it's going to be a little bit longer because we're still using a lot of oil. We haven't grown the basins, to your point, and the demand is still growing and significant in developing nations, and they're not going to hold back. So you say we have an energy crisis. What's that going to look like?
Well, again, there's one advantage. One number one, the developing world, which is vastly larger in population than the developed world. It's three times bigger. Um, and you think of it this way: India was China 20 years ago. Brazil is India 20 years ago. And think of
Mm,
all the advancements in infrastructure and all the needs that they have, the healthcare that they want and will have. they're not going to get it the way we got it. They're actually going to get it in a better way because they're going to use our technology. They're going to use our
Hmm.
advancements to advance themselves quicker, faster, and better. And but
We'll leave
it
it there.
all
We'll be
use
right
water.
back. We'll be
Sure.
right back.